take your best shot.
What the hell is going on over on Bert's thing is what I got to know right now. Who's this freaking guy?
Guru Hunting, yay!
I think I gotta go. I just can't even do this show
I'm
anymore
joking.
tonight, man.
I'm messing with you. I'm messing with you.
What? Oh man, what is going on, guys and gals? Welcome to Good Real Hunting. And tonight we're gonna be rocking out a nice little tearing it up. I can't even speak anymore. We're gonna be doing a tearing it up show. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna be talking about 2010's horror movies, man, because we're about to start ranking all the years from 2010 to 2019. So we figured this would be a good way to kind of kick that off. A lot of great movies were made in the 2010s decade, I should say. And so, yeah, I think we're going to have a lot of fun tonight, Birdie.
It's going to be a great time.
I don't even know what you do with that thing in your off time.
I was just curious about the fuck you were. Yeah, exactly. Like, what the fuck is that? And would somebody please make a clip? Like, that could be our new super chat mascot right there.
I feel like Otis. What the fuck is that?
Or you know what? Actually, somebody else could freaking describe it a lot better than we can.
What the fuck is this piece of shit?
So,
wow,
man, what's going on, everybody? Like Brad says, we're going to be tearing up these bad boy movies just because we're finally coming back doing pre-recorded content. Because, as you all know, if you're a YouTuber, pre-recorded content is the way for the channel to grow a lot quicker than live streams. Even though I think live streams are more fun. But you know what? We do miss the pre-recorded content. It's just our lives have been crazy in 2023, and we are going to come back in a big way, bigger than we've ever done pre-recorded content before.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it, man. Just cranking out some more stuff, doing some of the fun stuff we used to do a lot of times. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, but yeah, I mean, the live shows are always going to be kind of the priority, I guess, as far as scheduling. But that'll be a fun. Yeah, it's checks and balances is what they say. Sometimes
right, Rosie?
I don't know. Yeah.
Like, I'm the next Dave McCray. Nah, okay, I will no chance in hell. But I appreciate the compliment there, Rosie. And you know what? Let's go ahead and just start hellos right there. So, Rosie, my dear, here's your rose, my dear. So there you go. And who else we got in here, Brad? Let's freaking keep looking here. Chester, what's going on there? Chester, Good Real Hunting asking what our favorite horror movies from the 2010s are. We will not answer that question for you, smart asses. So go away, Good Real Hunting. The mantra, what's going on there? How are you doing? Yo, Adrian, how you doing? Let's see here. We got Brother Fluff saying they are making a sequel for It Follows, and it's based on Rosie constantly stalking me. Brother Fluff, I would be careful. Wear protection.
Yeah, man.
Let's see.
It's yeah, do that. Please do.
Yeah, definitely. Please do that. And Snyder, I saw pull up your comment earlier, but what's going on there? Snyder. We got Ashens in the house. Who else? That's all we got right now. But you know what? But that's okay. We appreciate everybody being here. So before we really get started, let's do some freaking promoting real quick. These are our Real Hunters, our patrons. They are the official backbone of this channel. So if you don't want me to do any more weird noises or pulling out weird purple finger things, please help my sanity and be a real hunter today. No, I'm just kidding. But if you do want to be a real hunter and contribute to this channel, the Patreon link is in the description down below. Click the link, select any tier to your heart's desire so you all could be real hunters today. But just in case if you don't want to be a Patreon, we got YouTube memberships available as well. One of our most popular things, how you can support the channel right now, because for as low as 99 cents, you could be a YouTube member and get access to cool or earn cool badges, use awesome emojis, and much, much more. Especially when we're going to be doing this pre-recorded content, you definitely want to be a YouTube membership and a Patreon at the tiers 2 and up, 2 or 3, because you get access to a brand awesome recording during our 2010 series just for you guys. So join today so you could get access to that extra pre-recorded content.
Got that right, man. If you can't do those things, that's cool, man. Just being here, liking the videos, sharing the videos, commenting, all that stuff, telling your friends, man. All that stuff's it's pretty quick, it's easy, it's definitely free, and that helps us out as well. So just we appreciate all that stuff too. And
I tell him,
get that guy out of here,
Okay,
man.
God.
Bury his mofo's ass in a wall somewhere. Okay, so
no, we know what happens with Flanagan and Walls. That's what I
Yeah.
learned today. So, but let's see here. Mikey, what's going on there, Mikey? Hello, hello. And Vanderhoff, what's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. So, Brett, anything else before we just freaking just dive into some fun?
No, man, I think we're ready to dive into it, man. Talk about it. We got a lot of movies. I think we got 25 we picked from the 2010s. So
How
it's gonna
the
be
hell
fun.
can we pick 25 horror movies from this amazing era of horror movie making?
I tell you what, it was easy. I mean, it was hard to make the final selection, but there's a lot to pick from.
Oh yeah,
Um,
dude. So if we
oh,
miss one, we apologize. But we pretty much got the most popular ones in our opinion.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what we're going for, is the popularity contest here. I'm gonna go over the tiers real quick. If you want, you can say hi to
Yeah,
Antonis real
No,
quick. and then-
please do that real quick. Yeah, Atanas, what's going on, my friend? Yeah, thank you. So let me go ahead and pull this back up. Let me remove the banner just for a second. Brad, describe these tiers.
Well, the bottom we got, the worst. That's when you get sawed in half by Art the Clown, and that's when you're upside down, too, hanging out naked, and he just guts you with a
Brain
saw.
going
And
to
that's
the,
not
like all that brain go like freaking go into the head and get it all swelled up.
that's not good. Okay, there's really nothing good about that situation. But moving up the list, the second worst is Gray Water Man. You don't want to go in there, but it doesn't smell like caca to me, senor. So you never know. There's could be some good times in there. In the middle, man, we got Sleeping with Jay Hyde. Of course, she's the one here from It Follows. It sounds like a good time, honestly. Like from all, you think you're gonna have a good time with it, but then there's also a little bit of not so fun coming afterwards. So
Worth it.
yeah, it could be worth it. It could very much be, but then you just got to do some more work after to make sure that you're good. So, but moving up after that, we're looking for the magic, and then of course the very top is going to be TS, motherfucking A, because they handle shit.
Damn right they handle shit. They always find out, just like Baskin Robbins does. They're looking for the magic. Like it's magical. You're looking for it, but sometimes you can't always find it, man. So
Yeah, dude. Sometimes you can't do it.
So Brooke,
It's gonna
what's
be
going
tough,
on
man.
there?
This is I haven't actually thought about which levels I'm gonna put all these in, but it's gonna be tough.
Dude, man, yeah, it is. And guys, it's gonna be just us two tonight. So if we need it, which I'm pretty sure we're gonna need it for a lot of them, we're gonna need your help.
Oh, we're gonna need it, for sure.
Oh, you
but I
have
have
it,
a feeling we're
brother.
gonna have a lot of top tier movies on this list, like top 2 tiers. I think just because they're all like you're talking a top 25 from one of the best decades. They're all great movies.
They really are, man. So like, I'm interested to see what's going on here. Of course, also in the description of this video, if you want to do your own tier list, like do it. Just like if it's like, man, Brett didn't do this right, I'm gonna freaking do it and tell them how right I am. Again, that link is in the description. Fill one out, take a screenshot of it, and just share it with us because we definitely want to see how you all would tier these sons of beaches up.
Yeah, dude. Well, there's only one beach on here, and it's got a broken up girl out there, legs snapped in half, and all kinds of other stuff. So I don't know.
Are you talking about that Spinwell girl? Just get 10%, like get $10 credit.
Well,
Or are you talking about the pussy on the right side? God,
Yeah.
man, I've been watching the Fall of the House of Usher, and yeah, I just can't get my mind off that show. So
Yeah, it's
if I
great,
make a
man.
lot of references tonight, I'm so sorry.
I wrapped it up last night, man. It's a banger. It's not quite as good as Midnight Mass or Hill House, but it's up in that same tier at least.
I got
Um,
3 episodes left, and I'm planning on getting it done tonight.
you should, man. You should. I'm excited for you.
Well, I'm off tomorrow.
Those
so,
last couple episodes were tremendous, man. They're all
hell
great,
yeah.
but those last couple were great.
Hell yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. But let's do this real quick. So I'm going to go bye-bye so I can control what's on the screen here. So Brad's going to be in control of the chat. So if he has any comments he wants to pull up, Brad, go ahead and do that. He even stopped me so you can read some of the comments. And now we're promoting Dayquil and Always. Okay, anyways, this is getting weird. But if we need your help, we will put a poll into the chat, and that's where you can help us. So in that way, toodaloo.
TS motherfucking A.
Dude, speaking of TS motherfucking A, do you want to go ahead and just a perfect segue for that movie?
Get Out?
Yeah, no, well, we can't get out, but we could get out with this movie.
Dude, let's do it, man. I'm ready to tackle that one. That's an easy decision for me right now.
All right, well, freaking do it, man. Where's it freaking going for you?
Now for me, man, if I didn't rewatch it for the tournament, a few weeks ago, I'd probably go for Looking for the Magic. But I just reached a whole new level of appreciation for it on my third watch of it. It's one of those that gets better every time you watch it. I think there's a lot of good subtleties in there, a lot of good foreshadowing moments, a lot of good little nuances that you don't see the first time. It's going TS motherfucking A where it belongs for me, man. It's one of the best of the decade for sure.
I told you not to go in that house.
I believe they're abducting black people, brainwashing them, and turning them into sex slaves and shit.
Hold on a minute. Can you send in Detective so and so? So as I was saying, no, but
I
Brad,
believe.
but you know what? I do believe you are right. It does belong to TS motherfucking A. Perfect score, and just the reason for me, it's just this is a different type of horror movie that it scares you in just a completely different way with the ideology of this weird ass family man, their beliefs, and how to handle some of those beliefs. The performances were fantastic, especially an underrated performance by Allison Williams, who plays the crazy white chick, eating her Cheerios and drinking the milk. That freaking is the most scariest thing in the entire movie. Yeah, or Fruit Loops. Hey, I bet you she is a believer that each of the colors have their own different flavor. I'm not a believer in that, but I am a believer in this movie, and this movie is definitely top tier.
Let me tell you what, man. I think, sometimes when I'm trying to think of like scary stories and stuff, I'm like, all these horror movies are kind of centered around death. Like that's what they're trying to scare you with. Like you're gonna die, and I'm like, what's scarier than actually dying? And I think living in your freaking like subconscious, looking at somebody else living your life in your body is worse. Like and that's what you experience with this movie. And I'm like, dude, that would really suck. Like you got to live out, the next 40, 50 years with some weird ass like blind art dude living your life, like doing weird ass shit, and you're a sex slave now, according to your boy. Like that's scary, man. So yeah, I like that. It's very psychological.
But man, it's crazy though. Like it's just hilarious because one side character just immediately gets everything right out the get-go. And you really don't think about it. You just think he's just spewing shit. And then once you just progress through this movie, it's like, damn, this motherfucker, man.
Oh yeah, it's right out the gate. Like, yeah, he's so spot on. It's ridiculous. It's I love it, dude. It's and that's one of those things that's just better on second watch or third watch is you realize how accurate he was in that statement. So it really nails it.
It really does, and yeah, it's just brilliant. And lastly, just brilliant writing, and what a hell of a first movie to make your directorial debut with Jordan Peele right there.
Yeah, dude, I love it, man. I think that's perfect. He hasn't hit that level again, but I think he's still got another banger in there somewhere. So
yeah, so Jordan Peele, give us another damn banger, please. Even though, wait, do I? No, we do not have. That was our only Jordan Peele movie. So Brad, I kind of chose Get Out there. So what movie should we tackle next?
Let's see. Scroll down a little bit for me. Let me see what we got down here. Let's do. Oh man, let's do. Oh dude, I like The Shallows. Let's do The Shallows. Let's get that one knocked out.
Okay. Let's freaking dive into the deep waters here with the Shallows, man. I'll go first on this one. I believe, in my opinion, that the Shallows is going to go into Sleeping Up with Jay Hike. And here's why. Because when I first watched this movie, it's definitely looking for the magic. And plus, Blake Lively alone is definitely looking for that magic, if you know what I'm saying. But the movie is so freaking good on first watch. But the only reason I'm putting that Sleeping with Jay, I don't know why. I just keep on forgetting that this movie actually exists compared to other like shark movies and horror movies. For some reason, this movie definitely gets left out. So if I'm forgetting that much, I surely can't be looking for the magic. So for me, it's just that middle tier of Sleeping Up with Jay, because when you watch it, it's great. You just for some reason forget about this movie.
Why are we sleeping up with Jay? I don't know. Did I type that? Did I combine sleeping and
Dude, it
hooking
was
up?
late. I forgive you.
Yeah. Okay.
But
All right.
hey,
Well.
hey, we're tearing it up, so we're sleeping it up.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's the thing. The Shallows is a very solid shark, fun summertime movie. But that's really where it ends. It's easily rewatchable. I've seen it many times since it came out in theaters. It's a short movie. Blake Lively is a lot of fun in the movie as well. And it's very isolated, and she's really the only character. There's a few other people that pop in there, but it all centers around her. But compared to these movies, it's in the middle, man. Sleeping Up with Jay is how we're gonna say it. Sleeping with Jay is where I'd put it too. I agree.
Hell yeah. And Melissa, I just saw you in the chat there. What's going on? Saying girl in that is married to Ryan Reynolds. Melissa, let me go ahead and tell you something. Ryan Reynolds is TS motherfucking A. I don't give a shit. Like that man is a god. And only
He's also
terms of
Pikachu.
comedy. Hey, put the stapler down or I'm going to electrocute you. There's like Ryan Reynolds can't do no wrong, man. Especially in one of his most underrated movies of all time, a Free Guy. Terrific.
Oh, dude, I love Free Guy, man. Hey, Brody, you pick the next movie. I'm gonna get a refill. Should take me about 2
Actually,
seconds.
before that, though, we got to get the freaking super chat from Brother Fluff real quick. Do that. And then you do refill. I'll pick the next movie and talk about it. But let me play this clip real quick because I really want to play this clip.
I gotta do it, man.
I like
Who
it.
doesn't want to fall in the bed of money? But Brother Fluff, thank you so much, man. Cheap plug. Veterans eat for free on Saturday at all Applebee's nationwide. Those brave people deserve way more, but we are glad to do this for them. First off, we're not an official sponsor for Applebee's, but we are a damn official sponsor for our boy Brother Fluff. So Brother Fluff, I appreciate you sending that message. And yes, we absolutely want to appreciate all the veterans out there, especially for tomorrow for Veterans Day, and definitely support your veterans, especially Applebee's. Like Applebee's, you guys are so awesome.
Wouldn't that be something if we were an official, or if Applebee's was an official sponsor of Good Will Hunting?
I've talked to Brother Fluff about.
We had an Applebee's like logo up here the whole time. Now let me tell you something about Applebee's too, man. Those bottomless
kind of like
wings
freaking Ricky Bobby, like do that freaking kind of promotion work. It's like we did after this stream. We just need to go out to a place with a nice, warm, and delicious meal and quite peaceful. Applebee's.
if they had the damn if we had the Applebee's logo up there, and let me tell you about the endless wings, the bottomless wings they've been doing, all you can eat wings. That shit's been fire. $10, $12, you get all you can eat wings. That's awesome.
Can you still do the whole like add the $1 fried shrimp to your meal? Is that still a thing? Because that's why I want to go.
I don't know, but the wings come with fries. But here's what I'll say. I think we need to find an Applebee's video just special for Brother Fluff whenever he wants to be one of the super chatters. We can play we can do the Ricky Bobby one or something. But either way, pick a movie, and by the time you're done doing your thing, I'll be right back.
Oh, he said I'll be right back. So that means he ain't coming back. But Brother Fluff, dude, thank you so much. And guys, go support Applebee's, and more importantly, also support veterans for Veterans Day tomorrow. Let's see here. Matt Fauci, what's going on, man? What's going on, Good Real fam? Dude, we are doing fantastic and we appreciate you being here, my friend. So what movie can we pick next here? Oh, let's surprise Brad here. Let's go with Creep next because I recently watched this movie for preparation for the greatest horror movie of all time, Fright Fight 2, that we did this past October, and I was really, really surprised with how damn good this movie is. It's just, as the title of the movie says, it's creepy, man, and they got the perfect person to play that kind of creepo. But again, the performances were great. Freaking Peach Fuzz, that was my favorite part of the entire movie. But unfortunately, it's not TS motherfucking A top material, but it's the next best thing, the next best thing. It's looking for the magic for me,
Dude. I'd agree with that. It's one of my favorite found footage movies. Mark Duplass, man, he is a creep, like you said. It has that kind of crazy like camp vibe to it, even though they're not camping in this cabin in the woods. So it always brings me happiness when I watch it. So yeah, give me that movie. Looking for the magic too.
Nice. And Brad, get Rosie's last comment real quick.
I was about to actually. She said, "Birdie, bring out your finger friend," and I was going to say, that's what she said.
Got to bring up my finger friend. We're doing the song. Okay, no, fuck that. We're out here.
Did you get that from like what, McDonald's? Is that the hamburger?
No, dude, it's one of those random like treat bags my mom made for her students, and she had extra ones, and she gave it to me. I can't put that freaking thing and like this slime away. It's like I've been obsessed with it since I ever got it. So, Mom, if you're listening to this stream, thank you for cursing like my nightstand right now.
Rosie said, call him Tony. Tony's a good name.
Hello.
You gotta do the voice though, not the Tony voice.
Here, Mrs. Rosie.
That's
yeah. But
save that for our Shining skit.
Dude, please do not make me throw those away. So let's see. We got Creep for looking for the magic, and let's see here. Okay, Brad, I picked. So, what movie are we going next?
Let's go with. I like to see.
Let me know if I need to scroll down.
Let's go with Babadook.
The Babadook. You know that's freaking Tara Carpenter's favorite horror movie.
I know. That's why I figured we should go ahead and talk about it, man. It's here's the problem with it. Here's the issue I have with Babadook. I've only seen it the one time, and it was back in 2017. And I remember being creeped out by it. I remember it being pretty effective, but I also, again, haven't rewatched it since then. So it's not one that I was super wild about. Now, I will say it is probably one I like more the second time because I think my taste has evolved quite a bit the last 5 years. So I there's a lot of movies I saw once back then. I watched them again recently, and I actually loved them. But Get Out being an example too, after it came out in 2018. But right now, I'm gonna have to say Greywater, man. Like it's not a horrible movie, but it's not one that I love. So I'm gonna have to go with that.
Okay. To my surprise, Brad, I didn't think you were gonna go that way, but I'm going to join right there with you, and here's why. I love the concept, kind of like this whole Babadook is kind of like a foreshadow of like to the actual what this movie's about. Is just dealing with depression, which I love all that. But the thing is, I could use more Babadook, like the whole creature we get. We just only get like one big scene with the Babadook, and I watched it for the first time last year. But here's the main reason why it goes into this Greywater territory right here. Fuck that kid. That kid I wanted to fucking kick, just, straight up like freaking.
Pun him like Baxter?
Pun him like Baxter, too. I punted Baxter off the bridge. I threw a burrito. Dude, I could throw a burrito at this movie, especially at that kid, just to shut him the hell up. This movie goes to Greywater for that reason. Even though, again, I don't promote kid violence. Even though Terrifier, our boy, is going to promote kid violence here by next year. But the Babadook, Greywater.
Yeah, I think my taste has really evolved more towards that kind of movie over the years. So I am going to watch it again, and I think I'm really going to like it. But yeah, right now that's how I feel. Go ahead and pick us another one, Birdie.
Alrighty, what should we pick here? And I actually got an interesting game, Brad, because there's again 25. It's like I could pick 12 and you can pick 12.
Okay.
Let's let a chat pick one. So after I pick this one, chat in the comic section right now, because I'm going to show the movies like this on screen right now. Pick which one you want us to do next. So starting now, put them in the chat. Which one do you want us to do next? Because the one I'm going to pick next is Train to Busan, dude.
And instead of Chat GPT, you guys are Chat GRH.
Yeah, Chat GRH. Yeah, thank
I
you,
like
Brad.
that.
Always
like
a
that.
lifesaver. But dude, Train to Busan, I'll say it's my favorite zombie movie of all time. Not only does it have awesome looking zombies, are they deadly ass zombies because with how freaking fast they are. But what really gets me with this one is just man, that drink was good. Just what this movie gets to me the most is just the storytelling and the development of characters throughout the entirety of this movie. It's just so damn top notch, dude. I do have this as a golden reel for me, a perfect 5 out of 5. But for the purposes of this stream here and for our tier system, I'm just gonna put this at looking for the magic at the moment. If it was my personal one, I would do the top of TS motherfucking A. But I feel like for this particular one, I say it just goes to looking for the magic.
I concur. I think that's a good spot for it. And again, this is one that might go up to. It's one I've only seen one time, but I do remember being, had a very emotional ending. Everything was really well done. I just need to go back and watch it again. But I really enjoyed it. It was creepy too. A lot of suspense, a lot of good moments of suspense in there, man. That moment where that one girl is kind of like when she gets on the train right before it's about to leave, like all that stuff.
Dude.
That was all great, man.
Dude, and the ending, just freaking gut puncher, man. So
Undo,
have your
dude.
tissues ready.
All of them.
Oh, see here. Okay, I'm looking at the chat here, and I'm seeing I saw 2 Evil Dead, so I felt like that's going to be the winner of the vote at this time. So
Yeah,
let's
I
go
can
to
see that.
Evil Dead.
All right, let's do it.
Alrighty, you up, Brad?
So here's what I'll say. I like the movie. I do. It's bloody. It's bloody. It's scary. It's got some good moments. The characters are okay, but I'm really not that wild about it. It's my least favorite Evil Dead movie. I
Ooh.
just don't. The characters are okay, but I'm not really attached to any of them. I don't really care about any of them. Mia, I think, was the best performance, but she kind of dies for a little bit and does some crazy shit, and that was all cool. Uh, but by the time she comes back at the end to be the protagonist, like she was been the antagonist for most of the movie, so it's like I don't really care. So, what am I going to go Greywater or should I go? I don't know. If I could go, I think I'm going to have to go with, dude. Honestly, like, yeah, Greywater for me. I'm good with that. It's not that again. It's not that it's a bad movie, but when I'm comparing them to all these other ones, it's a lower tier for me. So yeah.
Foosball. You've been playing foosball behind my back. How dare you, you son of a bitch? Because for me, it's definitely looking for the magic. Because this Evil Dead movie does an amazing job for being a remake and just pretty much like checking off all the checkmark boxes of what you need to be for a successful like remake or reboot. Or a lot of people even say this movie is a sequel or calling it a sequel. If that's even a word, I don't think that's a word, but that's how a lot of people compare it to is that it's a sequel and a requel at the exact same time. But I think it's damn bloody fun. A lot of just like what the disturbing images, man. Especially like with the whole like they recreated the whole forest branch up the hoo-ha. That's always disturbing. Sorry, I didn't want to say the V word. I don't want to say fetch, Brad. Don't Don't make me say Thatch. For Good Will Hunting. But me, a character, I do love her. But Brad, I do agree with you that I wasn't really expecting her to be the antagonist throughout the entirety of the movie. If all of a sudden she becomes the protagonist without really actually earning it. So for that alone, that idea alone, I think it's going to go for looking for the magic. So with that in your gray water, this is going to go with sleeping up with Jay.
I'm good. I'm good with that. I'd gladly meet you in the middle with that. I think that's a good bet.
All right, hey, that's a good way to follow, my friend. But Brad, what about you? What should we pick next?
Let's go ahead and talk about Midsommar. I like that. Let's talk Midsommar.
Ooh, show off that T-shirt.
Oh, yeah. Wearing my Midsommar shirt actually right now.
Yeah.
I survived Midsommar.
And tell us how you survived this movie, Brad.
So it's one of those movies I don't revisit at all. I've only seen it twice. I haven't seen the director's cut yet. I want to. I liked it a lot.
Oh, you haven't?
Not yet. I don't have it. It's hard to find. I know Chris sent it.
Yeah, it's like we got it. Like, and I watched it immediately as he sent it.
Yeah, I'm due for another rewatch on it, for sure. This is actually our introduction to. Why was I about to say Dakota Fanning? Because that's not accurate at all. Florence
Hey,
Pugh.
she a fox too.
Yeah. Florence Pugh, man, this is where she really stepped onto the screen and really made a name for herself. Of course, she had movies before this, but this is where she really became who she is. And got her name out there. I was blown away by her in the movie. Also by Jack Rayner's dick in the movie too. And the pusher and everything else we got. And I thought all that stuff was great. But dude, I like the movie a lot. I could go off talking all day about it. It's creepy. It's got some really weird shit going on. You got these cliff divers and stuff. But seeing it's so well directed, but seeing how I'm not, going to watch it all that often, I don't think I can go any higher than looking for the magic at this point. So that's where I'm going to go with it. It's so long. It's hard for me to really watch it all that often. And I don't think it needed to be as long as it was. That's the thing with me. So, so yeah, give me that.
Yeah, and before I go with my thoughts here, Chad, what's going on, man? Just freaking stirring up in the chat right now. But Brad, what's one of my biggest complaints about movies?
Long movies.
Yes, and Midsommar is a long movie, and I am on the same level of you, Brad. I will not go back to this movie often. I have to be in a very particular mood to watch this movie, but every time I do, it's such a blast. Not only of like first off, the cinematography in this movie is absolutely beautiful, especially during that trip out scene. Like, it even got me freaking tripping out, and I haven't even done drugs in my entire life, but I felt like I was freaking on drugs watching that particular scene. But yeah, Brad, you hit the spot though. That Florence Pugh, it just made her name in the kind of in Hollywood with this performance. Absolutely terrific. I feel like it should have gotten an Oscar nom for this performance, but you know how the Oscars are with the horror movies. Not good. So I'm with you, though, Brad. It's too long. It shouldn't be that long. And it's just a movie you want to put on once in a while versus just continuously put it on. I'm going to put it for looking for the magic as well.
It's a good spot for it, man. It still is a freaking classic. It has some great disturbing images in there too.
Oh, dude, especially that opening.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the opening is horrible. Like in a good way, but it's horrible.
Yeah, I know, like in a good way, but oh shit. Mega Cat, what's going on? I just saw you there in the chat, man. Go Vols.
Yeah, buddy. Big game this week, man. Big game. We get to the East. It's still up for grabs, but it might not be after Saturday. We got a big.
Anyone from Mississippi, help us, Ole Miss. Or as I saw it on the freaking on a YouTube channel today. Help us, Lane Kiffin. You're our only hope.
Please, man. Please help us. Help us out, man. We need a favor. But we also got to take care of business ourselves. So
exactly. So we could defeat the Huns, or the Zoos. So let's see here, Brad. What movie should I? Oh, I got one here. Speaking of like an actress, like breaking it big for a big, awesome performance. We talked about Florence Pugh, but without this particular actress, we might not have gotten a performance out A24 with Florence Pugh. And I'm talking about this joyful actress, Anya Taylor-Joy in The Thievich.
Oh, give me it.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you the Thievich. No, I'm just kidding. I'll give you the witch because Brad hates when I spell out the witch this way.
Let me give
So
you the V, Vitch.
yeah. Or as my college roommate says, put the V's up. Uh, but The Witch, man, dude, this movie, if we're talking about like one of the most uncomfortable movies you can ever watch ever, it's definitely The Witch. You have to be in that weird mood to watch it. It's a golden reel for me as well. Like I love this movie. Anya Taylor-Joy was such a joy to watch in this. She was absolutely terrific. And the father in this movie, who I pretty much call Wade Barrett because that's all he sounded like to me, was WWE's Wade Barrett. But dude, that's a compliment, though, because all these actors and the actresses really just bought into the story and the timepiece of this movie, and they really sold me. I was within that time era of the of America. But again, don't watch this too often. I have to be in that mood, but when I do, it's a joy to watch. So I put it at looking for the magic.
Man, this is one to me that's one of the most atmospheric movies I've seen. Like, and it really is. Like, it puts you out there in the middle of this, New England settlement or whatever, like in the middle of nowhere. There's trees and shit all around you, and you don't know what's in the woods. Your crops are dying. The color grading is beautiful. Anya Taylor-Joy
Victoria's Secret models out there in the woods,
out there just whipping them out, dude, drawing little boys at, like, you just don't know. Like, it's crazy, man. Well, that's what she's doing, man, and she's slicing them up and
just saying it just so free openly like that. I was like, God, I hope we don't get shut down.
Well, that's what she was doing. Like, that's actually what she was doing, and she was cutting them up and then putting the blood all over, which is disturbing, right? It's not supposed to be like a celebrated moment. Yeah, the apple when he's cuffing up, he's spitting up apples.
God,
that shit's scary. That whole moment is scary, and the attention to detail in that movie by Robert Eggers, man, shout out. That's fantastic. So yeah, it's one of those, man. There's nothing better than the nighttime, all the lights off. It's late, not too late because this is something that might put you to sleep. So not too late, but just late enough for you to be amped watching the movie. You got the lights out, you got a blanket on. There's no other light coming in. Maybe you're in a theater. That would be really cool. And you're just sitting there and you're just getting soaked in this atmosphere and just really getting freaked out. There's nothing better than that, than this movie at doing that. I don't think so. I'm gonna go all the way to the top, man. I'm taking this one all the way up to TS motherfucking A.
You going to TS motherfucking A?
That's where I'm gonna go with it, man. That's where I'm gonna go with it.
Again, I gave it a golden reel. Again, like the rewatch value, but I wouldn't argue with that at all, Brad. So I'll change it. I'll meet you there.
Boom, 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 boom. Fireworks. Shawn Michaels. I think I'm cute. I know I'm sexy.
Sexy boy.
I'm
not your boy toy. God, we're losing viewers by the minute with our shenanigans. But Zodiac, what's going on, man? Say good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So what's going on there, Zodiac? Well, Brooke's laughing, so you know what? We'll keep doing it. I'm not your boy toy.
Get your heart out, girls. Hands off
the merchandise. Dude, one of the best theme songs of all time. But dude, that we could go all day on that. It's special Agent Dana Banner saying Anya. Oh yeah, he loves that joy.
Man, wouldst thou'st love to live deliciously or something like that. I trailed off a little bit there.
You almost sound like Gandalf there going, "You shall not pass." Oh man, but all right, Brad, I just picked that one. So what movie are we going next here?
Dude, man, let's talk let's do 10 Cloverfield Lane. I like the sound of that.
Excellent pick.
Yeah. Who went first last time?
I did.
Yeah, you did. Dude, this is a banger, man. This is John Goodman stepping into the horror regime. And obviously, not Emilia Clarke. I keep these names: Elizabeth Taylor Weinstead,
Mary Elizabeth Winstead,
Mary Elizabeth. I don't know, dude. Yeah, Mary Elizabeth Weinstead. Thank you. She steps in. Bradley Cooper's in the movie, but just verbally. It's one of those like just mind fucks, man. She wakes up and they're all shackled up in that room, and you don't know if this John Goodman guy, if he's like legit or if he's just like crazy. And you don't know because it's connected to Cloverfield, but you don't know if it actually is. Like, it's just like you don't know if they're fucking with you. And so that's the beautiful thing about it. You really don't know until later in the movie, what's going on out in the real world. She's just in this bunker. So I love it for that, man. And that's actually one of my favorite movies from the decade that I haven't seen more than twice. So yeah, I think, dude, yeah, I'd go looking for the magic for this one too. It's a damn banger, man.
Oh, dude, you know what? I'll freaking meet you at looking for the magic, dude. No doubt about it. And here's the deal. It is a great like isolation and apocalyptic horror movie. If we're just grinding down to the meats and taters of this movie, that's what this movie is. I know, weird as analogy. I'm hungry. But yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead was amazing in this, and pretty much she's one of those people you can put her in any movie, kind of like a Catherine Isabel. You put her in any movie, it's going to enhance the movie even before you say action on the very first scene. And yeah, you're telling me you're going to add John Goodman into this movie too, going over the line and entering the horror genre, dude. An amazing woman and an amazing man freaking acting their asses off in this movie. It's terrific. But the real only side prop on my half with this movie is this movie's called 10 Cloverfield Lane. You added the term Cloverfield to it. We all know what happened in the first movie, but we get all of that at the freaking ending. And honestly, I didn't like you. This movie could legit be called 10 Lane, and I would possibly get this TS motherfucking A. But since you put Cloverfield to it and not really just tackled the whole Cloverfield like world to it, it goes to looking for the magic for me.
Here's the thing, man. I got one problem with it too. It's the fact these guys are down here playing Monopoly and shit. Where you got a limited air supply.
Hey, don't hate on Monopoly.
Well, I'm not. Nobody's hating on Monopoly. I'm just saying, like, you're sitting here. There's monsters and shit outside. You got limited air supply. At least But yeah, Monopoly's going to take 7, 8, 9 years to finish a game. Like, you don't really want to finish all your last moments on Earth playing Monopoly and getting all pissed off. Man, well, I'm telling you.
Just buy the green property, it would end.
And John Goodman's down there with that damn jukebox, like absolutely jamming out. I mean, he's trying to have a good time. They needed better movies, is what they needed. They needed a better, a bigger movie selection down there. And I think, it would have been fun.
Dude, would be a fun activity? Make it rain the freaking acid barrels, man.
Oh yeah, dude. Wasn't that shit crazy?
dude, that was a whole what the fuck scene. But yeah, and I added this to our tier just because I feel like this one doesn't get talked about enough. And I'm pretty sure it's safely to assume we will have this when we do our series of ranking with each of the years in the 2010s, that this movie will come back up. We cannot, both of us cannot praise this movie enough. And plus, Braden suggested this to watch as well. And I'm glad he did. And same thing with Brad. I know Brad a long time ago suggested this movie to me as well. This movie is fantastic.
Yeah, dude, it's great. And Chris said he doesn't like the original Cloverfield, but 10 Cloverfield Lane was absolutely fantastic. I kind of feel the same way.
I still gotta watch Cloverfield, but yeah, I would safely assume I would feel the same way.
Yeah, man. And Melissa said, I want to see that new movie with Stu from Scream. Five Nights at Freddy's, man. Birdie loved it. I did not.
Dude, that movie is a lot of fun. I'm not sure where all the hate is coming from with that movie. If you just want to turn off your brain and just have fun, that movie is just fun. And that's just my opinion. It's not fun to go seeing it in the theater with all the fucking teens, but watching it on the Peacock, it's a blast.
Dude, I was so bored with it and was just dying for it to end.
Were you a fan of the games?
I never played the games. No.
See, I know I didn't either, but I was so intrigued by the story part of it. But you know what? I can understand.
Here's what I'll say. I don't like Willy's Wonderland, but I'll say that movie's better than this one for sure.
Oh no, you keep that movie's name out of your mouth.
I said I gave it a compliment. It's better than Freddy's.
That's not a great compliment, you bastard. You felt.
And here we are. Look, we're talking shit, and then our fucking YouTube is fucking promoting Five Nights at Freddy's in this little screenshot.
We're not official sponsor of Five Nights at Freddy's. That's
fuck no, we're not. God dang, man! I am trying to say
the official sponsor of that freaking herb seasoning over there with the turkey.
Oh, I'd rather lick that all day than freaking go over here and watch this.
I don't know what that is, but I would lick it anyway.
And Totus, I just wanted to get a couple comments. He said, "I will probably never watch Dr. Sleep again." And don't get me wrong, it's a good movie. That's sad. I love the shit out of that, man. That's one of my favorites.
Who's next picking?
Who did you pick? It's you.
Okay, well, I already know what fucking movie I'm picking next just because of that comment. But Brad, go ahead and finish out the comments you want to address.
That's it. I think that's good for now.
Okay,
I just wanted to. I'm going to try to
good.
go back. I'm going to try to catch it up,
So,
get a few
but
here and there.
I respect you for not liking Doctor Sleep, and that's okay. I understand why. But the next movie we're definitely talking about is Doctor Sleep. Definitely one of my definitely bangers of the 2010s. I got to see this in theaters, and it was absolutely amazing. To me, in my opinion, and here we go. I'm going to officially say this right now. Doctor Sleep is the best horror sequel of all time, like just taking everything from the original movie and not only making it your own, but also respecting what came before it. Absolutely freaking amazing. And plus the cast of this movie was just freaking banger after banger. And again, it's just I could watch this all day, especially the director's cut. And I say, if you're going to watch this movie, watch the director's cut, because it definitely gives more context and more detail about the story. That is wonderful. And I know I complain about long movies, but this one I do not complain about longer. The longer it is, the better. That's what she said. So this one's TS motherfucking A. Absolutely. Of any of the movies we talk about, this one's absolutely TS motherfucking A, in my opinion.
You already know I'm going to agree here with
Damn
that.
right you are. Please say why.
It's my favorite movie of 2019, and this went up against like The Joker and 1917 and a lot of great movies. 2019 was a great year. This is my favorite movie from that year, and it's also my favorite Mike Flanagan movie. Not necessarily my favorite thing he's ever done. Midnight Mass would take that cake,
Midnight
but
Mass.
yeah, but it's definitely my favorite movie from, and it did such a wonderful job of blending the Doctor Sleep novel and this Kubrick Shining movie and making it work together, which should have been almost an impossible task, but it doesn't feel that way. It should have been a mess. It should have been all fucked up, but he did a fantastic job, and it's actually a damn good adaptation of Doctor Sleep. I just read it a few months ago,
Nice.
and Tonus here said that it's because of the child murder that he mentioned a few times before, which I do now remember you saying that, and that makes sense. That's a brutal scene to watch, and I'll tell you
A
this:
lot of
Mike
people
Flanagan,
walked out the theater on that one.
oh, it's rough, man, and it's rougher. It's actually rougher in the movie than it is in the book, believe it or not. This is one of those scenes that it freaked Stephen King himself out, and he made the damn story. So yeah, it's a brutal one, man. You don't like to see it, but it's for the story and everything to build up the true knot. I think it's important. And a lot of movies don't go there. A lot of stories don't go there in general. Obviously, Stephen King's never been shy of it, but there he is. And then Ashton Luck said, "Danger, Sleep, Doctor Sleep is over The Shining, better than The Shining." And onto the list he goes.
But dude,
They're
real
close.
quickly.
They're close, actually. I think they're close.
But real quickly, folks, because Rosie's the best. What a girl, Brad. One of the hidden gems in the acting world today of Rebecca Ferguson as Rose the Hat. So Rose the Hat, my dear, and I'm sure Rosie would be okay with this. Here is your Rose, Rose the Hat.
Yes, and you just maybe hit the list button, Bertie, for twice. I gotta get it for Ashton Luck, and then also you just reminded me of a ranking that we were going to do, or maybe a tier list.
Okay, yes. Let me do what happens.
You just made the list.
Yes.
Where's this comment? I want to read this. And also, the wonderful Holly Klein is in the chat too. So, Holly, what's going on? How are you doing?
Oh, evening, Holly. Welcome to see you. Yeah, you reminded me,
And
Rosie
is fine with sharing the rose too. So, Rosie, that's so kind of you.
We're going to do a tier or a ranking of female horror villains at some point, and I'm really excited about it. You just reminded me of that because obviously Rose the Hat's going to be on that list either way you spin it.
Top tier.
And yeah, absolutely, 100%. We might do both a ranking and a tier, at different times, various times. So, but yes, thank you. Much appreciated.
Man, yeah, dude, that's going to be a lot of fun, dude. If we could combine that with the positive female ones, dude, we got a lot of good content coming.
Oh, hundo, dude, hundo, and Rose, dude. Honestly, Rose should be in there. Fuck, man, she should be in there. I don't know if she was on our horror villain list that we did. She should have been.
Now I sincerely regret it.
She's honestly better than, in a lot of ways. She's more She's a less complex character than Jack Torrance, but she's more of a threat than Jack Torrance at the end of the day. So
Yeah, but at the end of the difference though, Brad, Jack Torrance kind of like went into that decision of madness. Like he wasn't always evil. Rose the Hat was just fucking evil from beginning to end.
oh yeah, hundo, dude, hundo.
Yeah, but what she does, like with Rebecca Ferguson does with that character, and how Mike Flanagan just develops that character from beginning to end, just gives us bits and pieces into her character. It's fucking amazing. And like I texted Brad earlier today that Mike Flanagan is going to be one of those most underappreciated and most underrated directors in the history of cinema.
He is, man. He keeps doing these. He doesn't do a lot of movies.
Banger
and
after banger
Yeah.
after banger after banger, except for Midnight Club, but.
Oh, that one sucked. I think a lot of his series kind of go under the radar. Like, you know, like in Quiet Place 2, they dive. But I think, it's not like it's, it's not like it's Last of Us when it comes out. Everybody's freaking out. It's just yeah.
No.
What the problem? What the problem?
No.
What the problem?
Brooke, who is Rose the Hat?
Oh, Brooke.
Homework
Brooke.
assignment over the weekend. Watch Dr. Sleep.
Yeah,
you are
please
going
do,
to
man.
love Rose the Hat.
Yeah, check it out, Brooke. You're gonna have a good time with it.
God, now I want to rewatch Dr. Sleep.
I do too. Always do. Ewan McGregor too. Didn't even talk about him. He's he fucking kills it, man.
Dude, and freaking Abra in this movie, the child actress, she's amazing to it as well.
Hundo, dude. Hundo.
Yeah, and Brooke says she has not seen it. So, Brooke, homework assignment.
That's the problem. Even Chris hadn't seen it. Like, that's the problem. Okay,
motherfucker.
Motherfucker Jones. That's the problem we have here. Is that nobody saw this movie when it came out? And again, no offense to any of you guys. Obviously, I know you guys. It's nothing you guys did. It's a mass. Like so many people didn't go see it when it came out. It bombed in the theaters, man. It
Chris,
did.
you son of a bitch! I'm gonna kick you. Sorry.
the purple guy. It bombed in theaters, and still even today, like a lot of people are still watching it. A lot of people are still watching it for the first time. I think Chad just watched it the other day. I think I saw him say that.
Oh, did he?
The first time.
Oh, I need to talk to Chad about it.
And I'm like, man, if y'all, would have seen it, and not you guys specifically, but in general, like if people would have seen it when it came out, dude, they had a Halloran movie planned out, a Dick Halloran movie where he grows up and this is a Flanagan thing he was going to make. Dick Halloran growing up in Derry, Maine, having a run in with Pennywise, going to New Orleans, joining the army, going to, trying to get out of that life, going back up to Denver, being a cook, like this whole big thing. That was going to be pretty epic, I think, but because Dr. Sleep bombed, all that got scrapped. And again, it's nothing, obviously here it's in general, the movie, just nobody saw it for whatever reason. And I think that happens with a lot of Flanagan things. I just, like you said, he's going to be a super underrated at the end of his career. I don't know why, but he's a really good storyteller.
Dude, absolutely. Chris says he owns it in 4K, which you lucky bastard. Just haven't gotten to it. Don't yell at me. Well, Chris, watch it, motherfucking movie.
It's sexy as hell in 4K. The cinematography in the movie is fantastic. And let me tell you this. I do think that it's obviously people have appreciated it over the years. Once people watch it, a lot of people have bought it. Like it's one of those that, it's making up for some lost ground in the video on demand market, but it's still, man, it's just, it just sucks.
And our buddy Braden loves this movie too because he's a fan of The Shining, and Destiny even loved this movie as well. So I'm just Brad, I'll let you answer that question because that I think you know better than I do.
He does. Do I watch the theatrical or director's cut first? Here's what I would say: just go ahead and watch the director's cut. Just do it. I think it's presented better. Either one's fine. Like there's not a vast difference. If you watch the theatrical, you're not going to be missing out on too much. But I just think the director's cut is better. It's laid out better. It's laid out in chapters. It's laid out, a little bit more like you would see a novel laid out, and how this novel's laid out. And it's got some extra little boner scenes in there that I think you'll like a lot. So there's no boners. Yeah. It is. It's about Danny.
They're going to get to freaking Danny boy. I'll tell you that for sure. And talking about taking a character from the original one and making them more important in the second one.
Yeah, 100%. And it's also not about they introduce new characters too, Abra being a big one. And again, like I said, Rose the Hat is one of the best villains out there. and the whole True Knot. It's fantastic. It's creepy. It's unsettling. Just jump into it, man.
Definitely do. And Brad, we can freaking talk about freaking Doctor Sleep all day, every day. But you know what, Brad? Do you know what we should fucking do if we're not doing anything next week?
What?
I'm thinking a watch party.
Dude, you know I would do it. You know I would do it. I don't tip me
Yeah.
with a good time. You know I would do it.
Dude,
I would do
you know
it.
what? And they'll finally force Chris to watch it with us too. So we'll be in discussion
Be a
about
long
that.
show,
We
but
just
yeah.
gotta go over our schedules next week before we announce anything. But
Yeah.
again, we can freaking talk Doctor Sleep all day, but we got other great movies to talk about too. So Brad, you're up next.
That was a good pick, man. Let's go. Ready or Not? It popped up. I'm ready to talk about it.
Ooh, ready or not, here we come.
And again, this is another one that just kind of introduced somewhat introduced. She was already in the Babysitter and stuff, but this has really made Samara Weaving's career explode as after Ready or Not came out. And this was a movie that
and Ash versus Evil Dead, because she was in that one too.
Yeah, she was in there briefly, as well. But this was one that she exploded. But dude, when this movie came out, nobody knew it was coming. Like I don't think anybody actually had that on their most anticipated list for the year, but it was on everybody's like top 10 of the year. You know what I mean? It was one of those movies that just kind of came out of nowhere, and just kind of took everything by storm. So entertaining. Samara Weaving was great in the lead, very entertaining. Had a lot of fun with seeing her kicking ass and getting her ass kicked a little bit too, and people exploding and all kinds of fun stuff. It was just one of those classic horror comedies that popped out. So yeah, I mean, I love the shit out of it. It's kind of, for me, kind of in that same tier as You're Next, as far as the classic, becoming like a kind of like an
Home
instant classic.
Invasion.
So yeah, that too. There's that too. It kind of has that same vibe. With a badass chick just running around kicking asses. She does it with like,
oh, my fault. Not House Invasion, but horror dark comedy. That's what I said.
yeah, exactly. Same kind of tone. So here's the thing. It's not going to be top tier for me because it's just not one of those like, holy shit, like this movie's incredible kind of movies. But it's just so much fun. It's going to go to Looking for the Magic.
Dude, this movie definitely deserves to be Looking for the Magic. And speaking of Looking for the Magic showed up in the chat, with our buddy Mud Nelson. Gavin's in the house. What's going on there, Gavin? How are you doing? So
cheers, Mud. Good to see you.
Dilly. So I should agree with Chris's comment too. Ready or Not is so rewatchable, and absolutely it is. It's so rewatchable. I probably at least put it on once a year for myself. And what makes this movie great, like Brad said, it did get promoted heavily enough. Like, I saw the trailer for this movie 2 weeks before it even came out in theaters. That's how poorly they did with promoting this movie. But once you find this movie, you gotta have your hands on a copy of it. Samara Weaving is just amazing in this, especially her freaking scream. Like you could even consider that possibly a top 5 scream in horror genre history. And plus just her freaking breakout thing of like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking ass, you fucking piece of shit, you fucking dick sucker, look at I. Ah! Like, dude, all of it's just freaking fantastic. And plus, we got freaking Adam Brody in this movie, just doing his Adam Brody thing. Just so much I could talk about this. Oh, you see the guy in the poster right here holding a freaking bowcaster. Like, all of that, his whole shit with that weapon is fucking great. This movie is just fantastic, but it definitely goes into Looking for the Magic. It's not perfect, but it is amazing.
Yes, it is, man. It's a blast. I'm probably due for a rewatch on that too. I need to watch it again.
Nice. It was a part of our best horror movie of all time tournament.
Shit, yeah, it was, man. Rightfully so.
So let's take a gander here. You know what, Brad? I'm for this next pick here because I'm kind of curious of what movie is going to be sawed in half by Art the Clown. And I think I know what movie that's going to be. And I think you might agree with me. So we'll see and find out here. For my next movie, I'm going to select The Purge right here. And here's why. First off, I want to say I love the idea of The Purge, where like, Brad, what's the time limit? Is it 12 hours or 8?
I think it's 12 hours. Yeah, 7 to 7.
Yeah, from 7 to 7, you could commit any crime that you want. You even murder. Like again, that's just an amazing concept of that world into the horror genre. But to me, I feel like for this particular movie was just a very poorly not executed very well with this whole concept idea. In my opinion, Anarchy should have been the first Purge movie, and this one should have been like a solo like Purge movie within the world of the Purge. This one should not have been the first movie, but I do love the concept. But everything else is just so meh compared to everything else. So, in my opinion, this is, I feel like, the one and only movie that's going to be sawed in half by our boy Art the Clown.
Look, I don't disagree with that rating. I don't think it's like necessarily a dog shit movie.
Oh, no,
It-
it's not at
yeah,
all. It's just
but
compared to
again,
these other
yeah,
great
yeah,
movies
yeah,
we
yeah.
have.
When you put it up on these with these movies of 2010, I agree. Yeah, it's going to be sold in half hour. And here's the thing about it: I don't mind the isolated concept of this purge and having Ethan Hawke in a house confined. Like, I don't mind all that. I know, initially when I saw it, I was like, man, I'd like to be out there in the world, like seeing all this shit. But we saw
Mhm.
that,
That's
and
what
I think if
Anarchy
you had,
does.
but I think if you had a good story isolated in the home during all this, it would actually be better than all of that. This just wasn't a good story. It wasn't that interesting. A lot of stupid things happen. The dude's opening doors for random
Yeah.
people, and like it's just like it's not that interesting. So yeah, I'd agree, man. Sold in half by Art, and I was so disappointed because this was right after Sinister, and I was like, oh, Ethan Hawke is he's gonna fucking be the legend of 2013 or whatever year, 2012. But it
Mhm.
wasn't that he was fine in the movie, but overall. I didn't love it.
Yeah, like everybody was fine. It's just again, like you best put it, that the story was bad. Because again, without a good story, why do you give a fuck about the characters? Because you want good story to be attached to those good characters, and none of that existed. So but again, I love the idea, and I thought the movie is just okay, but compared to these other movies, it's just the bottom of the bottom.
Yeah, I think so too.
So with that, so I'm glad we at least got the worst of the worst out of the way. So everything from now on, in my opinion, should be freaking up there, man. So what movie you picking next?
It's a good pick, man. Okay, let's keep the Ethan Hawke train going. Let's Sinister.
Ooh, I know how much you love this movie.
I do, man. This movie's scary as shit. This is one of the scariest movies I've seen. Especially in theaters, man. It's one of the scaredest I've been leaving the theater and all that stuff. It just was fucking freaky. And part of that I've lost the sensitivity to because I've seen it so many times, just because I really loved it. It might be, I don't know for sure. It might be the movie I've seen the most times on this list, even including Halloween 2018. Because it's one of those, especially those first few years after it came out, I was putting on all the time because I love the shit out of it. The soundtrack, man, those weird ass noises, all that stuff. Deputy So and So, he was a great guy. I don't necessarily. I still love the movie, but I don't necessarily think it's going to be completely top tier for me either because it does have some problems. This whole dark house Ethan Hawke's running around in, and
Forgot to
the
pay the
twist.
electric bill.
The Bagul twist works for me, but I feel kind of like there's moments of it that is a little bit too far out there. Like I don't know. Part of me still thinks it would have been scarier if there was an actual serial killer out there. But once it turned supernatural, it kind of went away. But at the same time, it's also a little bit more creepy because Bagul himself is creepy as a mofo. I just thought it went a little heavy with the Bagul jump scare, especially at the end.
Yeah.
So there's that. But dude, the moments leading up to the beginning, finding those videos, the dread you feel every time when those snuff film gets hit, gets playing. Dude, there's nothing really like it. But yeah, I still think Looking for the Magic though, just because it does have those problems. It's not a 5 out of 5 for me anyway, like the rest of those probably are. So yeah, I got to go with that.
Hell yeah. And I'm saying most of a lot of the comments saying that this is the scariest movie of all time. One of the scariest movies, and I definitely agree. This one definitely is one of the scariest ones, especially the freaking lawnmower. I know we've discussed it plenty of times on this channel. This is why me or Brad do not use lawnmowers ever, for good reason too, because we don't want to be a part of this fiasco, and also why we don't hang out in trees either. But Brad is right, folks.
Family hanging out?
No, hell no. Or freaking hang out in the freaking hot car. Fuck no. But this movie freaking does go to looking for the magic because, again, there was a serious lighting issue that during this time, Scott Derrickson just could not figure out that he needs lighting so we can see some characters in this movie. But what he does with the scares and the whole character, the Bagul entity, was all the freaking perfect, dude. And just the build up towards the crazy third act that they do was terrific. And just like the revealed the big oh shit moment. But again, it's not perfect. So it's looking for the magic for one of the scariest movies of all time.
Definitely, dude. Definitely, man. Yeah, love the shit out of it. There's a snake. Snakes don't have feet.
Oh, dude, the freaking officer, by the way, I cannot treat him seriously anymore in Sinister after his performance in the Black Phone.
Oh, dude, I know. But he was, he was a great bit, and it too. It chapter 2. He was great comedic relief though. He actually came in handy in that movie because dude, that movie was like that whole time anxiety. I get it. That's probably
shit. He wasn't in chapter 2, wasn't he?
He was, man, Eddie.
Dude,
He's Eddie.
it just
Eddie.
it finally clicked in me that he was in that movie. I totally didn't recognize him for some reason.
Dude, I tell you,
idiot.
I think I agree with the science though. Like if you took my heart rate during all the movie, like this one had the highest heart rate all the way throughout for sure. Because I was just fucking like, especially, god dang, I can't. That first time in theaters, man, I was sitting there freaking out, man. And here's what they said. Well, who asked this a second ago? I think it was Mud. How do you guys cut your grass with scissors? No, I use a lawnmower, man, but I still do get freaked out when I think about it at nighttime. I don't do it at nighttime. I would never do it then because somebody could be laying in the yard, and I don't want to hit their head. And because it scared me in the movie, I know it scared me worse in real life.
Sinister sucks. Well, that guy needs to be put in a lawnmower. Nah, I'm joking, but no, yeah, Sinister, great movie, but it definitely goes looking for the magic. And speaking of also, God, we keep on finding magic in the chat because Blu-ray Addict enters the chat saying hello to everybody. So what is going on, Blu-ray Addict?
Hey, welcome to the party, Chris.
And Rosie, of course, asked if you smoke your grass.
I know a lot about grass.
I bet you do. Nah, I'm kidding, joking. So let's see here, Brad. Let's see here. You picked Sinister. So let's go with an interesting here because I'm just curious of where you're gonna put this. Let's go freaking Hereditary, man. Speaking of one of the scariest movies, like people consider a scariest movie, and I would say this one's definitely one of the scariest movies in the 2010s. But here's my problem with this movie is the rewatchability of this movie is not very high, and B, I'm just so still pissed off at the Oscars for shitting on Toni Collette and not at least give her a nomination for this movie. So that puts me in a sour way. But the scares in this movie, especially when we get to that third act, were incredible. Talking about just that dread throughout the entire movie, something bad is going to happen. So I want to give it its respect, but unfortunately for me, I'm just going to put it with Sleeping Up with Jave Hype with this movie.
Here's what I'll do, man. It's one of those I've only seen it a couple times, but I still remember being in theaters watching it. I think it's one of those that it's absolutely, I'd call it a masterpiece. I think it's one of those that just has that really fucked up payoff at the end and a long road to get up to that point. But that road is full of great performances and an intriguing story and a family that you just don't quite get. And a lot of good little symbolism and some creepy moments within it and stuff like that. Don't forget about the girl, the one that got her head knocked off by the pole. That shit was crazy. That's one of the most intense scenes I've seen in a long time. I don't know if I'd go top tier with it. No, I think I would. I'd go top tier. I'd take it all the way to TS motherfucking A.
Ooh,
really? I do. I think it's that good, man. I think it's that good.
That's interesting. So with that and Sleeping Up with freaking Jay, it goes to Looking for the Magic.
I like it. I could meet you there for sure, man. I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Yeah, dude, I'm good with that too. Because again, I want to respect the movie, but at the same time, you know what, Brad? I'm going to hold off for a minute. Here's why it's not going there. But here's why. Because I kind of feel bad for the chat because, like, we told them that we need their help tonight. And I feel like this is a good opportunity to ask for their help.
Let's do it. I like that. Let's get their opinion on the matter.
So let me see here. Hereditary. I'm just gonna go TSA and Magic. So go ahead, vote away. Let us know where Hereditary, in your all's opinion, it needs to go.
I like that idea
Because I want to get you guys involved because y'all been awesome. I know everybody is busy tonight on streams, and you picking us. We want, yeah, exactly what Holly says. A poll. I love polls, and we love hearing your results on the polls too. So,
What does little Finger
absolutely.
Boy think about the polls?
Oh, Finger Boy's freaking gone away. No, I'm not. Shut up. Yes, it kind of sounds like the Bud Light Knight going like, yeah, we're out of here. Did you ditch him? Yeah, he doesn't know a thing. Yes, I do. No, you don't. Man, it's so great. So great.
Oh shit, dude.
So let's see here. Oh, and Gavin, I saw your comment about Monster Mania for PA. Sorry, I thought you were meaning Monster Mania for Atlanta because I will be there not this weekend, but the next weekend. I will be in the Atlanta area for a Mad Monster party, meeting the Screencast. So if you're there, I would love to say hi, but I'll be saying hi to you in the long ass lines of those 3 people.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. Gonna be a fun time.
And Brad, what the hell are you laughing at here? Because Goodwill finds something funny.
It's Chris, man. He said polls are fun. Oh, YouTube polls. Anyway.
Oh my god. Anyways, Brad, your pick. Fuck.
Dude, let's go with here's what I want to see. Happy Death Day. Happy Death Day.
Ooh. Go for it.
This movie was a blast, man. It was a surprise. I remember seeing the trailer a shit ton. And then it came out, and I was pleasantly surprised with it. I like Tree as a character. I thought she was really good in the movie. It's one of those. It's kind of like The Shallows for me, where it's like it's just it's a really fun movie that I really enjoy, and I'm always happy to watch it. But it's not like a top tier, like holy shit, this movie's great, or even I wouldn't put it even the second highest tier. So what I would do, I want to go with Sleeping with Jay. With this movie, I think it's a really good, fun movie, and that's really it's all designed to be, and that's what it is. So give me that right there in the middle.
Holly, sorry, Sheep said gray water for Happy Death Day. Is that true?
Oh,
or are you talking about Hereditary?
Oh, gray water.
Please clarify that, Holly, because that would break my heart. Because I actually disagree with Brad on this one. It needs to go to Looking for the Magic, because this to me, out of this list of movies we have here we're tearing it up tonight, this one I have the most fun with because it has a fun story, a fun concept with again, it's like Groundhog Day, but for horror movie related. And I know a lot of people have a problem with kind of like the baby face killer, but dude, that mask is starting to grow on me, and I would love to own that mask someday in the future. And plus, like you said, the Tree character is amazing. Just to see her story from beginning to end is great. It just seeing you could just tell too that the cast of this movie was having so much fun in making this movie, and I love to reward that. When the cast is having fun, you can guarantee that we're as an audience is having fun with this too. So I am putting this up for Looking for the Magic.
Man, another poll.
Well, let me see where this other poll's at. And
2 polls for the price of 1.
6 votes, even though this is a dominating poll. So we'll go ahead and end it. Hereditary, Brett, is going to be Looking for the Magic at 83%.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, and I'm okay, and I'm definitely good with that. So let's go ahead and put it right here, and we're gonna get this next poll here. So let's see here.
That's a pleasant place for it to be.
Happy Death Day, Magic, or Sleeping with Jay. Here we go. Go ahead and vote away. Let us know who is right and who is wrong.
Let me ask you something, Birdie. How good does that cake look on the Happy Death Day poster, though?
Oh, let me freaking taking. Oh, I bet you that has a freaking vanilla bean icing in the middle of it with some white cake. Ooh,
that could be really good,
dude.
That's not exactly what I expected it to be, but I think if it was, either way, I don't give a fuck if it's chocolate, vanilla. It looks good. and I would eat it.
Ooh, we could have a little chocolate ganache in the middle.
Yeah, baba ganoush even.
Ooh, or what about more blood?
Ooh,
No,
doesn't look
I
so
kidding.
good anymore,
no,
does
no,
it?
no, but maybe tiger blood because tiger blood is actual flavoring for some reason. Can't even explain that.
Well,
But
they don't like
maybe
cinnamon.
they hate paper. They love cinnamon. Oh no, wait, sorry. Tigers love paper. They hate cinnamon. So you're right, Brad. But I'll tell you this: for this next movie, I think he has a little bit of understanding what freaking cake and blood is all about. With every cake at a birthday, you got to have a freaking clown there, man. So what about our boy Art the Clown and Terrifier?
Oh,
So, and look at first off, look at that smile. He's so happy to be right beside that freaking cake right there. So, I'll go ahead and just start this first. Art the Clown, I'll go ahead and say it. He's on this in the 2020s. That's where I put him at, like in the 2020s era of like a slasher icon because after what he did in Terrifier 2, but I'm going to take Terrifier 2 out of the picture and just do what he did in this movie, which is still phenomenal because like he just brings such a like David Howard Thornton brings such a charismatic like ability into this art character that just gets you intrigued of what he's going to do from beginning to end. Like you can't take your eyes off the screen. And plus it has one of my favorite like good looking girls in horror movie history in Tara in this movie. And I think she's so damn sexy. And I would love to freaking have a tearing it up with her with the sleeping it up with Tara. But unfortunately, Tara does not get a good result at that movie, unfortunately. And never does her good friend hanging upside down. Not good. But what is good is this movie, but it's not
hey,
compared to the other ones, it's not the
let me tell you
best.
something,
So
Birdie.
I'm gonna put it in the middle.
Her friend was awesome.
Oh my god, Brad, leave the dad jokes to me, damn it.
So,
That pun is sawed in half by art, but the movie itself is sleeping up with Jay Height.
nice. Okay, hell yeah. Okay, so I wasn't actually too wild about Terrifier. There are a couple. The first one, the second one, I love. The first one, it was kind of a chore to get through. There were a couple moments of it that's like actually super creepy, like in the diner, and stuff when Art really first shows up, and then, or yeah, the pizza shop. Holly actually is right. That shit was all creepy. Like, he's carrying that bag around. He's like, he looks scary as fuck. The design of Art is one of the best horror designs we've seen since the original three guys were created back in the 70s and 80s. So yeah, he was great in the movie. I just don't love it. I don't know if I've seen it once. I don't know if I will go back and watch it again. I'm sure I will for the channel at some point, but for my own decision, I wouldn't go ahead and watch it again. I would the second one I'd watch many times, but
I did for Halloween, and I forgot how damn good it was.
it's fucking awesome, isn't it, dude?
And the
Love that
pacing
movie.
for a 2.5 hour movie, the pacing of Terrifier 2 is phenomenal. I was actually really surprised.
Yeah, dude, it is. It went by fast. So long story short, I'm gonna go Greywater here. It has some nasty moments and some great, a couple good moments, but overall, like I would rather just watch those on their own and not watch the full movie. So Greywater for me, I'm gonna go with.
That's fair. I'll join you on that one just to make it easy right there. I join you, and plus we can't leave the Babadook by himself.
Doesn't smell like caca to me, senor. I'm actually gonna go on my freaking. I'm gonna start putting my best sequels list together too, and Terrifier 2 is gonna be on that.
Dude. Oh, Brad, you want to know what happens when you come up with such amazing ideas?
Tell me.
You just made the list!
Dude, yeah, I like it, man. I fucking love it. I fucking love it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me check and see what the poll's doing right now. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and end this one. 7 votes. It's a dominant vote. Happy Death Day is gonna go Looking into the Magic, 71%.
Fuck yeah, dude. Send it up there, man.
Way to go,
I'm good
Chad.
with it. I love the movie. I don't disagree. It's not where I would put it, but I'm good with that. It's a fun movie.
Hell yeah. And dude, do you want to know of another fun movie? Even though if you're kind of using a turkey baster, it's not that much fun.
Oh, don't do this to me, Birdie.
Well, dude, it's the freaking Thanksgiving time of year, so this is technically a Thanksgiving movie since it uses a turkey baster, and with a little secret ingredient at the tip of it. I'm talking about Don't Breathe, though, and dudes and dudettes actually, because we do have some dudettes in the chat. This movie right here, Don't Breathe. There are a lot of good moments in this movie where you legitimately don't breathe because just the tense atmosphere of what this movie does. It's just surrounding, like, I wouldn't say world building, I would say environment building with this house is nothing but extraordinary. And just having this blind guy, and you think, oh, he's a blind guy, he ain't going to be deadly. Oh boy, aren't we fucking mistaken? This guy is just very dangerous, and our bad guys immediately turn into good guys for some reason. Like, for some reason, as weird as it sounds, it works. And I forget this main female's actress's name that you
Jane
see
Levy.
on the poster. Yeah, she's phenomenal in this movie. I love her. And unfortunately, Don't Breathe 2 did not pan out the way I wanted it to pan out for a sequel. But I still love this one. I think it's phenomenal, but it's not perfect. So again, it's going looking for the magic for me.
Dude, I love the shit out of this movie. Actually, this is one of my favorites of the decade. Jane Levy in this movie, I thought she was better here than she was in Evil Dead, even, and I really appreciated her for that.
Oh, it is the same actress, isn't it?
It is. Her name's Rocky
Oh,
in this
shit.
movie, which I
Sorry,
thought
it's kind of hard to like. She's blonde in this movie, but she was brunette in Evil Dead. So I could easily see why I got confused on that.
Oh, Hundo, yeah, I could see that too. But she was like, her name's Rocky. The other dude in the movie, he was cool too. He was fine.
Dylan
But Stephen
Minnette?
Lang, yeah, but Stephen Lang,
Yeah, Stephen Lang, though.
he was fucking killing it, dude. The dude was freaking great. But the movie's just a cool idea, man. Like, you have a home invasion movie, but you're on the side of the home invaders. You know that, like, that's your protagonist, and the bad guy's the resident of the home being invaded. So I really like that spin on the genre. I like that a lot. This movie is full of tension, man. Suspense. People are crawling through fucking air vents and shit, and like getting knocked out on glass ceilings and all kinds of crazy stuff. And you throw in the element of the bad guy being blind, but also really well in tune to the surroundings. It's really cool and enticing. So I like it a lot. But I still agree with you. I'm not going to put it all the way to the top. I'm going to go looking for the magic.
Nice. So I agree. I definitely agree. Actually, I want to give that one a rewatch as well.
Love it,
it's
dude.
time for a rewatch.
That's one of those I actually watch.
Especially
a
it's
lot.
a Thanksgiving movie, man.
Yeah. Oh. That's
if
one of
you've
those.
seen the movie, you know. So
that's one of those I watch a lot. Actually, I've seen it. That and it Lights Out from the same year, 2017. I think I put those on a lot. Both of them.
Dude, I wish Lights Out would have been on this tier list, but we'll talk heavily about Lights Out when we do the pre-recorded series.
Yeah, I want to do the rankings. Yeah, definitely.
For sure. So, all right, Brad, next movie.
Let's go with, oh, man, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go It Follows.
Oh, see, I thought you were going to select something else, but dude, what's so special about It Follows and where does it go?
Well, first off, can't wait for the sequel. That they just announced last week is my number one anticipated movie of 2024 already, and I don't think that's going to be.
Even though I got bad news for you, Brad, I've been hearing now that it could potentially be 2025 now.
Yeah, fuck it. Whatever year it comes out, it's
I know, but I hope 2024, especially with the acting strike being over. I feel like they can film it early on in the year and release in the late of the year.
Hey, dude, whatever. If they need to push it back to make it better, I'm good with that. Mikey Monroe in this movie, again, this is another one of those breakout performances we got. Her in the movie was outstanding, but the concept of it, the eeriness, the weirdness, the anxiety this movie creates when you watch it is bar none. Like, the whole time the movie, you're sitting there like you got anxiety in your mind. You're like, this thing is behind you the whole time. You say, hey, this thing is behind you. This thing is behind you. Let's move a little bit faster here. Let's get farther away. This thing is coming. The whole movie, that's in the back of your mind, and they can't get far enough away from it because you know it's coming. It's right around the corner. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but it might be Thursday. When you're enjoying a nice meal at Del Taco and you're trying to really enjoy it, this motherfucker's going to come busting in there, eat all your fucking potatoes, and then kill your ass. So that's what I worry about when I'm watching the movie. And yeah, I just think with the performance, the soundtrack in this movie, and everything else that it does so well, I think this movie's going to the top for me, man. It's going TS motherfucking A.
Ooh, really?
It is. I love it,
Okay.
dude. I love this movie, man. I love it. As a huge Halloween fan, I think this is one of the most similar movies to Halloween to come out. As far it's got a lot of similar concepts to it. So a lot of similar themes to it. So I love it, dude. Give it to me.
Dude. Okay, first off, potatoes. Where the fuck did that come
okay,
from?
I was thinking those Fiesta potatoes that Taco Bell has, but I know I said
Oh,
Del
yes,
Taco.
I
So I
love
don't
the
know if
freaking
Del Taco
potatoes at
has any
Taco Bell.
potatoes or not, and I don't know where Del Taco came from because I've only been.
Hey,
once.
I wasn't complaining about Del Taco, man, but I was gonna say if anything, but that entity food wise, it loves eggplant.
That's true.
So, but I hate eggplant pho. But I do love It Follows. I think it follows a lot of great of what makes horror movies fantastic. Mood, atmosphere, the entity that's like the bad thing. A very just a sympathetic character we go towards with Jay. And just I love the whole concept of this movie. I think it's terrific. Talk about kind of like how like sex and like sex disease follows you and all that. And of course I related to like the main like her best friend character, like the dude that Paul is his name. I kind of relate. Paul is too scary for me because of the fact that how much I relate to Paul in the friend zone, especially with my dealings in the past. But this movie is fantastic. And I always want to bring this up every time I talk about It Follows. The fucking score is phenomenal. I would say a top 5 score in horror movie history, in my opinion. I would love to own the final to this movie in the future. But Brad, I cannot put this at TS motherfucking AFO. I have to put this in Looking for the Magic.
Let's ask the people then. And while you put that poll together, I got to ask you a question, okay?
As long as it's PG.
Rank your Pauls, okay? Which Paul would you rather be? Okay. Would you
Paul
rather
Rudd.
be which one?
Paul Rudd.
Okay.
David, I thought that was one of your choices. I was
no,
I'm kidding.
I'm thinking Paul from this movie, Paul from Saw, the one that's got to go around with the fucking candle covered in fucking flammable liquid where he's doing the codes, or Paul from, let's say, Friday 13th Part 2. In order.
I'm going to say Paul from Friday the 13th Part 2 because I get to hang out with Jenna, and B, there's a potential, like there's a high potential that I can still be alive.
What about Paul from Halloween, which you don't see on
Well, I would be alive, but I did not want to have to deal with that bitch fucking Annie, especially that Annie. If it was Daniel Harris's Annie, absolutely, but I know you're referring to 78, but still give me my chances with freaking Paul from Friday the 13th Part 2.
I like it.
Because at least I'm at the Pack and Knack. Oh, wait a minute. Or is that Part 3?
No, your Pack-a-Knack is correct.
Pack-a-Knack. Yeah, it's my favorite map on the Friday the 13th game. So anytime I get to freaking go there, and even though I am going to have to worry about one of my failed counselors freaking doing a courtesy spray down the brown panties, that would be a little concerning. I might let her go. But other than that, I get to hang out with freaking one of the greatest final girls of all time. So I'm going to just give me my chances with Paul from Part 2.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Chris, staying corrected. It was the dude from the barbed wire maze, not the one with the candle wax. So,
okay, well,
but still,
yeah,
he's probably last
not
place
that Paul.
He's probably last place either way. He's not in a good spot, and he didn't end up in one either. But
So, but let's let It Follows caught up with the poll in the chat there. So Brad, dude, this is where it's starting to get tough of which one I want to pick. Let's go from a moody, like an eerie atmosphere to a fun atmosphere. Let's talk about freaking Cabin in the Woods, man. This movie is all about like I'm gonna, bring back an army, tanks, and I'm gonna bring back lots of guns. So I'll see you on the other side. My God, one of the biggest what the fuck moments in horror movie history is that scene alone. But guys, dudes and dudettes, this is such a fun movie. I know I talk about Happy Death Day was such a fun time. It still is the funnest one out of all the movies. But Cabin in the Woods is definitely number 2 for what we call in terms of fun. I love this, especially I am a huge fan of the stoner guy character, kind of like just like Chris from Get Out, his best friend from TS motherfucking H, just predicting everything from the beginning. The stoner guy does the exact same thing, and it's fucking hilarious because it's coming from the stoner guy. So you're kind of like, is he that, or like, is he just fucking high off his kite? Plus, I love the whole interaction of the merman. Like he grabbed a crunch in his hand. Like, I know, buddy. Like, all of it's just so fantastic. This movie is so much fun. It's looking for the magic all day for me.
Yeah, dude, it's one of the better horror comedies that we have out there. Absolutely. It's just a blast always. I think I could agree with you there. Chris Hemsworth was great in the movie, so entertaining. That's one of the best kills I've ever fucking seen.
We should stay together. Ashley, I think we should split up.
It's just, it takes Evil Dead and just adds a lot of fun elements to it, along with some other movies too. Yeah, when I remember seeing the trailer for it, I'm like, this movie's gonna suck. It's gonna be another cliche, stupid ass Cabin in the Woods movie, no pun intended. But then it came out, dude. It was entertaining as hell. It's one of those I watch pretty frequently. So yeah, I'll take that. And that end scene with all the creatures and shit popping out of the elevators and just wreaking havoc, that shit was
amazing. Great. So it will go right here. And plus, I also love the thing. It's like wait a minute. There's zombies. No, those aren't zombies. Those are redneck hillbilly zombies. They're two totally different things. It's just fantastic too. So but yeah, I'm happy for putting it. I'm looking for the magic.
That is definitely gonna be the most famous tier that we've had in a minute, man. And I figured with all these movies being as good as they are, and some of them but not quite, a lot of them are not quite to that next level, I figured we'd probably see that tonight. But yeah, I'll join. I'll pick up with
before you do that, Brad, I'm gonna go ahead and end this poll. It Follows is going back to looking for the magic, so we got another movie adding to it.
Okay, let's throw another one in there.
And I'm gonna go all of them in there.
I'm gonna go with It Chapter 1 next from 2017. Dude, I'll tell you what, the movie's fun. It's still a really well done movie. It's entertaining. You're not bored watching it. Creepy ass Pennywise is great. I'd give the movie a 4 out of 5 stars, but I'm still disappointed in it. I think it could have been better. I think it could have been darker. I think it could have been much scarier. I think Pennywise, while the performance was good by Bill Skarsgård, I think he was kind of done wrong in a directing standpoint. A lot of fucked up CGI, a lot of just weird scenes that didn't work as well as they could have. That I think they overused Pennywise to an extent. I think they probably could have left more to interpretation and maybe put him in a little bit more psychologically. So there's still a lot of things I'm disappointed with, but I still can't help to have a good time when I watch the movie. All the characters work so well together. This kid acting group, they're perfect cast, and all their writing is great, but it is too comedic too. But at the same time, it's a blast. But because of all the problems I have with it, I'm actually going to go Sleeping with Jay here, right in the middle. When I'm comparing it with these other movies, it's going to be in that middle tier, man.
And I'm Georgie to Brad's Pennywise. I better keep Pennywise happy and just go with what he says. So I'm going to also go with Sleeping with Jay on this one. Kind of the same reasons like you said, Brad, like the kid characters perfectly cast, but they did focus too much on the comedy, where this one should just been just a serious movie throughout with just a little splash of comedy, especially with one of the kid characters because he's the comic relief in the movie. But this is just a dark book in general, and it just needed to capitalize on the darkness. Do you want to know about the darkness, Brad? But Bill Skarsgård is pretty much, if you're a guy to pick to play Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård is that perfect person to be Pennywise. He is a very respectable equal to Tim Curry's Pennywise. But another thing too, I think Brad, you did mention it, is the CGI in this movie is just way over the top, and not in the best way possible. So I say right in the middle with Sleeping Up with Jay is the place to be for it.
Ooh, dude, that's crazy because
It.
this is the first time all night, and really the first time in a while the chat's really displeased with us. A lot of people wanted to see It Chapter 2 in the top tier, up
Ooh.
there.
Okay, interesting. Like I understand it because of what the movie has done, like in the genre of the development of the history of horror movies. So I totally understand that. It's just like Brad has been trying to convince me for about, I would say, about a good year now. Brad, you've been trying to convince me that this movie's too comedic, and then when I rewatched it for the tournament, I totally saw what you were trying to tell me, and that's why it went down for me.
Yeah, here's the thing, man, and it might be because of the book.
And
I don't know.
compared to other movies too on this list.
I read this book for the first time right before the movie came out, and it is a pretty faithful adaptation. And the characters in the book are, they're kind of the same way. They're like, they're really well written, and they have, that chemistry together that you see in the movie, and it's really outstanding, and it's entertaining, and it's all fun to see, and that's what makes the book so great and whatnot. But the book's way scarier than the movie. It separates the comedic, like, let's have chemistry with the kids, from the horror that Pennywise brings. Whereas in the movie, the shit ties together. Like you're in one intense ass scene, and they're cracking jokes about which door to go through because one's scary, one's not scary at all, and one's very scary. And it's like, all that stuff kind of just ruins it for me. And then the CGI too takes me out of it every time. But I still enjoy it. I still love it. I still have a lot of fun with the characters again. But it's just, I don't think it's as good as a lot of these other movies for me.
Dude, and I'm with Ashton in the chat. I never read books, but you know what? I've been hearing you and Chris been doing like the audiobooks, just like playing it in your ear and just listening to it. I might actually, that's going to be the new thing I'm going to start in 2024. I listen to all my podcasts at work, but now I'm going to just add like the book stuff to it too.
Dude, try it.
Just because it's like a freaking story being told to me. So I could just kind of interpret it with that. And plus, I've been always hearing about how some books are better than movies. And I want to see if that theory is true. Like it's true with Harry Potter, but I want to see if it's true with like the horror movies.
It's been a game changer for me, man. I'd never read until this year. I've read, 11, 12 books now, but I do while I'm driving.
Are you
while I'm
serious?
Yeah, dude. I
high
do
five. I'm proud of you, dude.
I do while I'm driving. I'm washing dishes and shit, and like just doing really tedious, like folding laundry, like all those things that I have to do either way.
You listen to books or you read books? Because like how you read and drive is kind of concerning.
No. I listen to them. Okay. I listen to them. I have read a couple this year on Kindle, but
okay.
Most of the ones
I was like, don't read the drive for everybody.
Yeah, it's they're great. And especially if you're talking about The Shining and Dr. Sleep, movies you already love, and seeing how different the books are. So it's fantastic. I would definitely recommend, and I think you would actually enjoy it after you get used to it. It took me a couple tries to really get into it, but it's now I love it.
And if we do this, Brad, there could be a potential video idea of freaking tearing up the books.
There could be a whole other series idea. Absolutely. Yep.
Jericho, come in real quick. And then Brad, think about. Oh, I got to think about the next movie for us to pick. But Jericho, take it away real quick.
You just made the list.
Oh,
Chad freaking did. I just started The Shining, like the book. Okay, hell yeah. Okay, I'm definitely adding. And guys, look for an actual like thing in the Good Will Hunting Facebook page or even on Instagram, because I want to start creating a list of what I need to add to it.
There's an app kind of like Letterboxd. It's called Goodreads, where you can go in and add anything you want to read, and then once you read it, you can rate it.
Ooh, okay. Send me a text about as I go after this next movie here. And Brad, because I think it's time, because this movie gets its own freaking tier of looking for the magic, and it all comes from this beautiful movie called You're Next. You're Next, to me, is my favorite home invasion horror movie. It's my favorite like dark comedy horror movie. Has the best final girl of all time. Has one of the coolest like protagonist looks of all time with the animal mask. of the tiger, the sheep, tiger, sheep, and fox. What does the fox say? Just because Aaron kills his ass. But this movie is just so freaking great, man. Aaron, Sharni Vision, my girl from Australia. It's just she's terrific. I love her. I'll be honest, guys. When I meet Sharni Vision someday, which I hope to meet her one day, I might tear up a little bit because of how much she means to me. Because it was during a time I found this movie after I was looking at watching all these other horror movies, which is your generic final girls. It's just like the whole tripping on nothing, barely getting lucky. Lucky axe swing to cut somebody's head off. But Aaron was the first final girl to tell me like there badass final girls out there who could kick ass and rightfully kick ass, and Aaron is that girl. So I know it doesn't belong in TS motherfucking A, but any chance I get, I will love on this movie. Give it the highest of the highs, so it goes to TS motherfucking A. And what are you laughing at in the chat?
The chat's just rolled me, man. First off, Chad said your neck should be at the bottom.
Yeah, because he's generic as fuck.
He said, "Oh God." Chris said, "You're next," and Aaron sucks. Oh yeah, you're next, and Aaron sucks. Chad's going on the list.
He's just doing that they're just doing it to make me mad. Hey, you know what?
And then Holly comes in with a banger right here. She said, "Which head is Brett thinking with for this one?" Oh man,
that's actually one of my favorite. Quickly, Friends reference. I'll quick. That's one of my favorite freaking bloopers of all time. Is Chandler and Joey talking to each other, and Joey's mad at Chandler. Chandler goes, "Well, what's it going to take for her to forgive me?" And Joey just goes, "Like it's just fucking great." That's just what it reminds me of. So, Holly, I'll be honest with my girl Sharni Vision, especially if you watch the opening of Bay 3D. That's what I'm thinking with. But in my heart, the movie is with my heart. I love this movie. I know Brad's not going to put it in TS motherfucking A. So I already feel like a poll's coming.
No, I'm not going to put it that high. Just to cut it, straight.
Rightfully so.
But I do like it. I'd probably put it in gray water territory. I just think it's no. I'm just kidding.
No. I'd say we're about to fight.
I like this movie a lot. Obviously, I remember when it came out, I was really pleasantly surprised with it, much the way I was with Ready or Not. I think these movies are super similar in the way that I like them and appreciate them. Aaron, all these people are saying a lot of shit about Aaron over here. I know they're kidding. Aaron kicks ass.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Sharni Vincent is really outstanding. And it's really a shame that you never really saw her in anything after this, because I thought this was going to be like we saw. I thought it was going to be one of those breakout roles like we've talked about a lot tonight.
It should have been. I don't know why.
And it's probably maybe she just doesn't want to, because I feel like she could if she wanted to. Like she came out in Bait, she did whatever. But she was so good.
Step Up 3. I even learned today she was in Blue Crush 2.
Yeah, I don't know what all that's about. I feel like maybe she could probably land better roles, but yeah, she was awesome, and the rest of the cast is good. Ty West is in the movie. Obviously, Alex Wingard, was great too. Adam Wingard, sorry,
directed it
as the director and whatnot. He did another one afterwards called The Guest, which was also good. But yeah, so I'd give this movie, though, looking for the magic, though. I think it's very appropriate right there, like literally like neck and neck with Ready or Not for me, like literally the same.
You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and put it there because there's no purpose to doing a poll because they'll just vote for looking for the magic. So,
holy shit, that's the first time we've had a tier expand like that.
Oh yeah, dude! I'm telling you, man, this is a popular tier that we got here. Probably the most popular one of all time.
Yeah, that's a popular tier we got here. So grab you a beer and maybe sear a little bit of food if you want to get over here, like Scorpion.
Oh God. Okay, so Brad pick the next movie. We got 4 left, so let's freaking get these done and send everybody packing.
Insidious.
Insidious? Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that'd be a good porno name for Insidious.
Again, dude, there's nothing different. There's nothing to say that it's not going to be in the fourth tier for me. Looking for the magic. I think this movie's scary as fuck. I think to me, it's James Wan's scariest movie. Not my favorite movie he did, but I think it's scarier than Conjuring. I think it's just got the jump
Interesting.
scare. It's really one of the best jump scare movies of all time. Not necessarily it doesn't necessarily have my favorite jump scare. It has a couple of them, but it's not my favorite like overall. But overall, this movie just hits you time and time again with epic jump scares. You got the baby crib, you got Darth Maul popping out from Patrick Wilson. You got that dude walking out on the fucking porch and he jumps in. Like all that stuff's great. And they're all scary as fuck. At the music, the violins, all that stuff's great. So yeah,
Twins, Brad. Twins.
yeah, the twins pop up too. Scary. So I think I would go looking for the magic.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to complain on that one. I'm putting in and looking into the magic too. Definitely one of James Wan's scariest flicks that he's directed. I love the concept about the whole idea about the house that's not haunted. It's Dalton that's haunted, which I think that's a very interesting concept. And of course, our girl Lynn Shay, is in this movie. I love Lynn Shay and her lackeys in this movie. I think they add a nice, like, kind of like uplifting, like hope is the best word I could describe it, like to give us hope that Dalton's going to be okay, even though he should be climbing on that ladder to begin with anyway. Little idiot. But I love Insidious. I think it's a great movie with very good scares, and it has one of Brad's favorite songs that he randomly loves to sing of all time. So looking for the magic for Insidious.
I should have tipped those to the window. Brett, I just got to throw something out there, man, into the ether. Would you have any interest in bumping either Insidious or Sinister up to the top tier? Just throwing that out there, just for shits and gigs.
For TS motherfucking A, for Sinister and Insidious?
Or either one of them. I'm just curious if you have any interest in that.
I got an idea. You know what? As Negan says, I have an idea.
I like ideas.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
TS or TSMFA. Sinister or Insidious?
Or neither. Throw that in there too.
Or okay, that's fair.
Or both. Both too.
We'll put okay, both in there too. We got perfectly 4 options right there. So guys,
I like that.
You all decide that.
Because thinking back, like I know I just put it there, but I'm like, it's been very influential for me
and I wouldn't be mad by either of that either. So I'm okay with it. Let's see what the people vote.
All right, cool. Let's look at that. We'll move on to the next, which I think is your pick. Yeah, it's your pick.
You know what, Brad? I think you're going to let me have one movie, so I'll go ahead and let you have the other. I'm going to go with A Quiet Place here, I saw this. I had the lucky experience of watching A Quiet Place in the theater. And guys, that made all the difference with my viewing experience with this movie. The sound design in this movie is the best I've ever witnessed in horror movie history. Just the sound design. And just, if you ever get a chance to go behind the scenes and listen to behind the scenes on how they create each of those sounds with this movie, it was just freaking using lettuce, Brad. Let us talk about this. The lettuce making a creepy sound effect for the creatures. It's amazing, dude. I never imagined how lettuce could make us sing so scary with a sound effect. And of course, we get John Krasinski's. This is his directorial debut, along with his amazing, talented wife of Emily Hunt. Is that right, Emily Hunt? I'm getting
it's Emily Blunt. It's Emily Blunt,
God.
But Emily Hunt is a very real person.
I was getting between Emily Blunt and Helen Hunt.
We went to school with a girl. We went to school with a girl named Emily Hunt.
Yeah, we did. You know what? We did that too. So Emily Hunt, if you're out there, hopefully you're doing great. So A Quiet Place, foe. I got this on my golden reel scale. I say this is TS motherfucking A.
Bring it, dude. Yeah, I'll put it up there. This movie has epic suspense. Throughout, I was sitting there kind of going back, but that scene on the cover right there on the poster, dude, that shit in the bathtub, popping a baby out of there, it was great. Now they make some dumb decisions in the movie, but it's still super suspenseful. It's, the creatures themselves, like they're not on screen a lot. They don't get ruined. They're just scary. but it's still a really good familial movie. You know, you have that
Mhm.
that family that's just, you know, really doing really good things. So give me that, man. I like it.
Yeah, and also credit to the eldest child, because in real life she is deaf, and to add
Yes.
that kind of like familiarity, like just like they didn't hire somebody to act like that, they actually got somebody that is deaf, and she is a great actress as well. I thought that was just a very respectful touch on this movie on John Krasinski's part.
100%, because a lot of times they'll cast those roles to other people. Chester said he hasn't seen A Quiet Place, but have
Oh,
you
you
heard
need
it?
to, Chester. It's phenomenal.
Have you heard it?
Especially in 2024, we're going to get A Quiet Place day one. Like you need to, man. It's fucking fantastic.
And Rosie's glad he didn't say the C word for Emily's last name.
Okay, sorry. I have a story about that one word because for the longest time I thought it was spelled with a K versus a C. But we're gonna move along with that story. I'm not gonna tell that story. One of my most embarrassing stories of my lifetime. Brad, think of it. Don't be like Samara Weaving. Here, let me check the poll real quick before we get to our last two movies. I'm going to let it go a little more because you might never know, it might change. So actually, we'll reveal that at the end of these two movies here. So I say that's a Brad. Your next movie or your last movie pick.
Halloween 2018. Here's a movie, man. I think it's lost a lot of popularity over the years because of the other sequels that came after it. But let's not forget about when this movie came out. How hyped everybody was. You know, the build up, the year or two. Like this was the biggest build up for a movie that I've seen since Force Awakens 3 years before it. And you know, the hype was there. I remember the buzz was there. I remember like literally like just scouring YouTube for a full year before this movie came out, just looking for any bits of news and information. Because
Hell, he
Michael was
created
coming
YouTube
back.
channels for Dave McRae and a lot of other YouTube channels too. This
Honestly,
was like a birth of it.
I don't know if we would have a channel if not for it, because all those kind of channels inspired our channel. So you know, you really think about it, it's very influential. The movie came out, you know, it was going to be a direct sequel to the first movie, which was something you hadn't seen really before this movie. And a lot of movies have kind of come out and done that same thing since. So I've watched the movie a lot, and yes, I never thought it was a perfect movie. Even the first time I watched it, I gave it a 4 out of 5, but I still was very pleased with it, and really loved seeing Michael back in his prime and going out and slaying people and doing all that fun stuff. So, you know, honestly, I think it's one of the biggest, most important movies of the decade, and I would put it at the top for that reason. It's not a 5 out of 5, but it's one of the ones that I saw in theaters multiple times. I've seen multiple times since then. So yeah, I would put it fucking TS motherfucking A, man. It's again
TS motherfucking A. Are you serious?
Objectively speaking, no. It doesn't match up with Get Out. It doesn't match up with Hereditary. Well, Hereditary's not up there, neither is It Follows. But you think about the importance of it. I mean, slayed the box office. They brought Michael back, and I think they did it successfully. I know we all kind of talk shit about the trilogy nowadays, but you look back again in that bubble of 2018 when this movie came out, we're like, holy fuck, Michael Myers is back. He slayed it. So yeah, I think I would go up that way.
Okay, man. I honestly don't know what to say about that because I'm going to put it here.
Gray what?
Dude, no, hold on, man. I'm joking because Brad, today's your lucky night. You actually convinced me differently. I'm going to join you, my friend, TS motherfucking A, because you brought up some excellent points I didn't think about, because originally I was going to go with Sleeping It Up with Jay with this movie when I first made this list together. But what you say about its importance for the 2010s, it's generated YouTube channels with like the YouTube channels you all get to support and love today. It got inspired from this movie. It brought back Michael Myers in the best way for a requel or a sequel trilogy and all of that. It brought back an icon. It's like it puts Brad using the word slay, which I never thought he would use in many years. He actually used an actual slang term of slay. I'm impressed, so I got to reward him for that as well. Plus, what they did with the Laurie Strode character was great. I loved, at the time of this movie, I loved the idea of Allison being the new future final girl within this franchise. With the other two movies, that opinion has definitely changed. And also this movie, I'll say to add to it, and we'll go on to the last movie. Halloween 2018 is indeed one of my top 5 movie theater experiences of all time. It was so much fun. Me and my crowd had so much fun. We were respectful throughout the entirety of this movie. It reminded me that why movie, like going with a bunch of people, seeing a great movie like this is so much fun. I will always remember this movie heart to heart. Like, I agree with Brad. It doesn't deserve to be in TS motherfucking A with the actual movie, but what it mean and what it caused and the importance of the 2010s, it definitely belongs to TS motherfucking A.
Yeah, dude. I just remember sitting there, man, so amped up because I've had all this anticipation, and then the Halloween theme drops, and we see that pumpkin lit up. After the say something, and it's just fucking, it's awesome. Again, I never thought more of it than a 4 out of 5.
Brad,
And
who
I still
did it
don't.
better? Freaking Aaron, the podcaster, or you trying to get me to drink a White Claw?
Oh, it was me. Although,
Say
well,
something.
you did.
Or
Yeah,
say
you drank.
something.
Here's the Michael didn't say anything, but you drank the White Claw. So I would say me.
Dude, it was a fucking claw, man. I can't leave a claw undrank.
Absolutely, man.
Dude, that should be a t-shirt. Don't leave a claw undrank.
But yeah, I mean, I think if I were to rank these movies, Halloween would be below some of the movies in the tier below it. It's weird how it comes out, but I just feel like it's just that important. And I feel like to me, it's just that big. So yeah, I just, it's a great movie. And as when you're talking 2010s horror, I think it's just at the top,
Hell
but anyway,
yeah. And I agree. I can't disagree with that. That's why you really persuaded me on this one.
Hell yeah, dude.
So, all right, let's go with the last movie here. The Conjuring, James Wan. And I'm not, again, you know me, if you know me on this channel, watch this channel long enough. This is not only one of my favorite horror movies of all time, but honestly, this is the most important horror movie of all time for me personally. And why it's important, because without this movie, I wouldn't be doing this YouTube channel with Brad. I wouldn't be friends with the amazing people in this chat. It's all because of this movie and Brad's persistency to get me to watch horror movies. And I gave him one last chance, and this was the last chance, and it just blew it out of the water for me. The storytelling is excellent. The editing in this movie make it feel like it's come from the 60s. Amazing. Freaking Ed and Lorraine Lauren, played by Farrah Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. Phenomenal casting. They got the kids right with the casting. Joey King had the best acted scene I have seen in a horror movie of all time, with her selling fear in that particular scene of it's right behind you. And what's my family did? Like, phenomenal. That bitch Bathsheba scares the shit out of me. Annabelle was terrific at creating a icon in the doll genre. Again, I could talk all day, every day about this, and we all know where I'm putting this at TS motherfucking A.
Dude, Birdie, just because you're my boy, I'm going to agree with you here. But not, even if you weren't my boy,
even though I know you know that's not where you put it, but I respect you.
No. I was going to say, even if you weren't my boy, I think I would. A lot of for the same reasons I gave Halloween 2018 the nod. Because it's that iconic, and I actually think this is better than Halloween 2018. But yeah, it's iconic, dude. It's like you said, Ed and Lorraine getting their freaking intro here, man. Patrick Wilson, Vera Farmiga. It's great. It's a good story. Even the side characters you care about, you like them a lot. The whole household of individuals. You got the Annabelle introduction here too, which is honestly the first 10 minutes of this movie is a better Annabelle. It's the best we've seen Annabelle in all the 3 Annabelle movies. This is the best moment that she ever had. So they just did it right. I don't know, but I do love this movie at the end of the day, and it's scary. It's got some good scary moments. It's not as scary as Insidious, but it's still up there. And I like it a lot. So yeah, give me top tier.
Did a draft do that to your face?
Yeah, the draft, and they're taking it. Yeah, all that stuff was great. Some good jump scares still, so I'll take it.
See, and Chris says in the chat, and I've been seeing that freaking go around, because I know Braden thinks this too, but some people even say The Conjuring 2 is better than The Conjuring. that I've seen I saw The Conjuring 2 with you, Brad, in the theater. Like that was my first Conjuring movie in the theater, and I thought it was great. But to me, in my opinion, it's just not on the same level as the original Conjuring.
Now, when Conjuring 2 first came out, I actually did prefer it over the first one. And in a lot of ways, I still kind of do. I actually think it's scarier. You know, it's got some really good moments. But what holds it back for me is the fact that it's the exact same story, like beat for beat, like the way it's shot, everything is identical. It's cut and paste. It's just in a different setting with different characters, but the way that everything else is done is pretty much the exact same. So that's the one thing that holds Conjuring 2 back for me a little bit. Now it does add a little bit of different twist, but it's kind of like Top Gun Maverick and Top Gun. Like it takes the formula and puts it in a new movie and puts it in new situations, but like it's like, you know, the formula is the same exactly. So that's
kind of like Dr. Sleep in a way too. Like I do the same comparison with the Maverick reference you were doing.
Yeah, that too. It's the same kind of thing. It's just
same movie but different story.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. It is a different story, but the formula is the same.
Exactly. And that's how sequels are supposed to be done. So let's see here. That's that. Let's go ahead and end this poll, Brad. I got 12 votes. 50% say that Sinister belongs in TS motherfucking A, with second place being neither. So no love for Insidious on that one.
I agree. That's what I would probably prefer too if I had to pick just one of them, is Sinister. And I felt bad not putting it up there initially, and I'm really happy it's going up there now.
All right. So Brad, that is freaking it here. Let me let's see here. Where's my button here? There we go. So you can at least try to get most of the movies on here. So let's do a quick recap real quick.
Can you do the recap with the Finger Boy?
Oh, with the Finger Boy? Sure. Okay. Fuck me.
Yes. This is great. I had no idea this was coming tonight. He whipped his finger out as the intro was.
Character on Good Will Hunting tonight. Okay. Let's see here. Hey, wait. Let me go. Yo, man, we're about to lose so many subscribers for this shit. Hey, everybody! I'm here to do the recap. We're tearing it up. 2010 horror movies. Yay! Yay! All right, here we go. Salted Hot Art, The Purge. Do you really want me to do this?
Hey, you already 1 out of 5, so you might as well keep going.
All right. Okay. Everybody's saying yay, Finger Boy, or whip it out. Okay. Okay. So here we go. All right, The Purge gets salted hot by RB, the worst of the worst of this movie. Yay! Greywater, The Babadook, and Terrifier. Interesting choices. I like that Art the Guy. He's a very funny guy. Ha ha ha. Sleeping Up with Jay, The Shallows, Evil Dead, and It. You better watch It. Let's see here. Looking for the magic. We got Creep, Train to Busan, Midsommar, 10 Cloverfield Lane, Ready or Not, Hereditary, Happy Death Day, Don't Breathe, The Cabin in the Woods, It Follows, You're Next, and Insidious. All of them classic movies. I think that is awesome. So also, TDS motherfucking A, Get Out, The Witch, Dr. Sleep, A Quiet Place, Halloween 2018, The Conjuring, and Sinister. I love all those movies and they are well much deserved. I'm gonna go. Peace. Yay! Fuck off.
Oh man, that thing is fucking classic. I'm so glad you whipped that thing out. That's fucking awesome.
What she said.
Oh man.
Shit. How many people did we lose there?
I think people are having a good time with it, man. We got a lot of good movies.
I do sound like Tally. You should always bring a towel. Want to get
That's
high?
awesome.
Oh my god. So I don't even know how to end the stream anymore because I was just I would make a cat. I don't know what the fuck just happened.
What in the hell was that all
all about? Dude, we need that clip next too.
Yeah, please. Please.
But anyway, anyways, guys, we hopefully y'all had an amazing time us tearing this up. Again, the tearing it up link is in the description down below. So if you all want to create your own tearing it up using these custom tiers with these movies and just want to show them to us, we love to look at all the different tier makings here. And quit making fun of me in the chat. My throat legitimately hurts. I might have to go out and get me a drink.
It's
I am
getting
just
late. I could use a drink.
Oh, dude, that and I want to watch the rest of the episodes of for the fall of the House of Usher because I'm hooked.
It's a great show, man.
Oh, I
Great.
gotta take a picture of this too here, so I'm not going to exit out that just yet, but I'm just going to remove it there. So guys, that is about it. And at this time, we do not know what we're doing next week. But I think we are going to do a show next week. I think that is the plan for next Thursday. We will let you know. So pay attention to our social medias or the Goodwill Hunting social media. And so you know exactly what we're going to be doing. And I think at this time, Brad, we'll talk about this too. I think we're going to take an off week during Thanksgiving week.
Yeah, that probably checks out. Yeah, I think that's probably
Yeah, it's just because we're going to be doing stuff.
we might drop one of those
special.
ranking videos.
Yeah,
But-
you know what? I think that's fair to maybe do like a Tuesday premiere, which I think we'll do that. We'll do premieres for them. So at least we can hang out with you guys as we're making the great comeback for pre-recorded content.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, of course, we're doing something very special for a big project that we got coming up in January, which
fuck
will I'm so excited to get into details about that, but I'm not ready just yet. I got to get with my committee first, if that's a hint. So, Brad, anything else you want to talk about before we exit out tonight?
No, had a lot of fun tonight. So thanks for everybody for jumping in and helping us out with this tier list, and it was a blast. So it was a good one.
Yeah, man. And actually, I was going to say, do you want to do the last word? But I don't think neither of us should do the last word. I know who should do the last word tonight.
Fuck yeah. Whip it out. Whip it out. Whip it out.
Whip it
Whip
out.
it out. That's the chat, man. Or that's the chant that the chat was.
Actually, you know what? I'll even do it this finger. You all have a great night. Yay! God.
No!